Part 2 of the Messelpad Pass covers the eastern section from the ruins of the old convict station to the eastern summit point. The ruins here provide a good perspective of what life must have been like in the 1870s. The buildings and outbuildings were substantial and positioned here to have access to running water for the large band of convict labourers, which numbered almost 300. The site must have been bustling with life and energy back then, but today all you'll hear is the odd cricket and the whir of a small bird's wings in the bright Namaqualand sunshine. It's not difficult to imagine the gangs of convicts toiling along the roadway, carrying large rocks and shaping Mr. Fletcher's design into a good road. Once back on the main road, their heading now follows the river along the same side, but the direction is into the southeast. The drop-offs to the left are quite steep in places, and large rocks appear on the left-hand side as a form of a guardrail. There are several sections along this section of roadway where the road has partially collapsed down into the ravine, leaving just enough space to squeeze one vehicle between the washaway and the high side of the road. Unless these mini avalanches are repaired soon, this road will become impassable and will have to be closed. This will be an enormous loss to South Africa's list of historical roads, and if one considers what has happened to the old Blowkrans Pass near Nature's Valley on the Garden Route, this road could just as easily follow the same fate. The fence on the right-hand side of the road marks the border of the Namakwa National Park, so the road falls just outside their jurisdiction, and other than one or two local farmers, it's used exclusively by National Parks Board tourists and vehicles. Patrick Fletcher was born in 1827 on the island of Jura in Scotland. He landed in Cape Town in approximately 1850, and on finding that there was practically no opening in the young colony for civil engineers or geologists, he studied and passed the necessary examinations and was admitted to practice as a land surveyor. In 1850, copper mining commenced in Namaqualand. Fletcher was thus dispatched to Namaqualand in 1853. At the 6.9 kilometre point, there's a sharp left-hand bend which allows the river to be crossed at a more direct angle. The river is shallow here as it splits into two separate channels, resulting in two bridges separated by a short patch of gravel. Consider yourself fortunate if you find water flowing under the bridge. For most of the year, it's nothing more than a gravel-coated riverbed. Immediately after the two low-level bridges, the road swings sharp right and resumes its heading into the southeast. The mountain on the left falls steeply down towards the road, which is now hemmed in by the mountain and the river. This long level section alongside the river is subject to severe corrugations, and you'll be limited to a speed of around 20 kilometers per hour or have your vehicle figuratively fall apart at the seams. The moment the road starts ascending, the condition improves almost immediately. The unsung hero of this pass, Mr. Patrick Fletcher, was probably South Africa's first formally qualified civil engineer and geologist. This section offers numerous shady spots suitable for a picnic stop. The rocks on the left are big and near vertical as the mountain towers over the road on the left. A report records that Fletcher spent 64 days carefully studying the mouth of the Olifants River, presumably with its potential for navigation in mind. It was lauded as an outstanding piece of work, and in 1862 he laid out the original plots in Springbok and started pushing for the improvement of the hazardous mountaintop Copper Hall Road from Springbok to Honda Klip Bay. This level section is marked by a wide left-hand curve where the road dips first through a side ravine at the 10.2 kilometre mark via a very sharp climb and a razor-sharp right-hand corner. This is followed by an S-bend with another set of sharp corners as the gradient ramps up steeply to 1 in 7 and the more serious part of the ascent begins. The direction from this point is back into the northeast and remains in that direction until the end of the pass. The road labours up the southern side of a side ravine with good views to the left. The gradient remains steep as the road gains height via a triple complex S-bend set into a new spur of the main mountain, with the final bend being a 90-degree wide right-hand bend around the western side of a granite kopje. The road now straightens out back into the northeast and quickly levels off. There's plenty of space to stop here and look back over the deep valleys and gorges that you've just traversed. Continue on this road for another 35 kilometers to reach the main tarred N7 route and the town of Springbok.